What's up, young man?
Hello, fella.
Life is amazing. Life is great. Russell Peters. I tell you, I was on my way to a sound check, and then we got a call from the Rose Theater, and they told us that the government closed all events, so we had to go straight to the border to the United States. And the Rose Theater is where at, Russell Peters?
In Brampton, Ontario? In my hometown, you were going to the Rose Theater?
Listen to this, everyone. He is not only the first person to perform at the Rose Theater, he also is the first stand-up comedian to perform at Barclays in Brooklyn. He is also the first stand-up comedian to get a deal on Netflix. Facts, or facts?
Facts, all facts, all facts all day.
And I got to tell you, you are also, more importantly, what means a lot to your family, you are the first stand-up comedian, producer, everything, who is here on this wonderful show and tell hip-hop memorabilia. So congratulations for that. I know your family's proud.
They're very proud of me.
For you, of the elements of hip-hop,
it was b-boying, and then it was DJing. And when I was b-boying, it was also a fascination with tagging.
Okay, graffiti.
I wasn't particularly good at it, but, you know, whatever it was what it was, you know?
What gave you the confidence, you know, to do what you did at the level, and what empowered you?
When I started doing stand-up in 1989, there was nobody that looked like me doing it.
Okay.
So you were either black, white, or Jewish. There was the Hispanic comics. There were few and far between, though. But I remember identifying with like Paul Rodriguez when I saw his sitcom on ABC, Hey Pablo.
Wow. Okay.
And then I remember also thinking, because I used to watch Chips as a kid, I used to think Eric Estrada was Indian for sure.
This is a great thing. This is a great thing because there are not a lot.
Look, we're doing it, and I'm like, I didn't know what a Mexican was because I was in Canada. So I'm like, I don't know what a Mexican is, but they're probably just Indians from another part.
I'm reading about the George Carlin impact to your career. How old were you? And of course, he's a superhero at that moment. But could you kind of?
So I mean, I was listening to George Carlin from like the late '70s, you know, and then in the mid '80s, I would find his VHSs at the video store and stuff.
Okay.
Like Carlin at Carnegie and Class Clown and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, yo, whatever this guy's doing is incredible to me. Like, I just love the wordplay. And I think that's what also kept me attracted to hip hop, was when I would hear a dope MC use wicked wordplay. I'm like, yo, how did he do that? That's like some comic shit in my mind. Yeah. And when you listen to guys freestyle, they're basically comics.
Yeah, timing is all rhythm.
Yeah, like when Juice and Super Nat were battling, that shit was all comedy to me, but like brilliant. You know what I mean? And guys like Chino XL, the way he would take the news and flip it into a really too soon kind of rap, you know?
Happy belated to definitely Chino XL.
Oh, yes, I texted him for his birthday.
Oh, that's nice. I want you to show us the first joint that you have in your collection.
So this is kind of stunting at this point, really. But I'm in my turntable room there, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I read it, and I'm like, how did I get this? How did this end up in my house from a person who I, to this day, has still never met? So I have, this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction trophy.
Yes.
And I have Raheem from the Furious Five. I have his trophy.
Wow. He has Raheem's trophy.
I have Raheem's statue. Will Smith is, he lives near me. He lives nearby.
Okay.
I met Will from Jazzy Jeff because Jeff and I are good friends. He texted me, he said, what size shoe? I said, I'm 11. And then I get this package delivered at the door. These are sneakers that he sent me that you cannot purchase. You could never ever purchase, but I have them.
Oh, those are the Bel Air joints, huh?
Yeah, these are the Bel Air joints, and they're all silk.
Can you make, like, I want to try to understand that material. Can you go closer to the material?
It's like satin.
Oh.
And I looked at them online. I think they're like 10 grand if you can find them.
Wow. Let me see the bottom of them.
Never wore them.
Wow. You shouldn't. You should
Yeah, no,
not.
It came with this, see? Stay fresh, Russell Peters from Overbrook.
Yes.
From Will, a.k.a. Phyllis Sneaker Guy 68.
Did you ever have a DJ name other than like, something you tagged other than Russell Peters?
I would tag Roxy. I started doing that after I saw Beat Street.
Okay.
I saw Beat Street, and it was like at the
His tag
Roxy.
was inspired by Beat Street. Questionable with the Roxy, but I admired it.
Yeah. So I would write, because my name was Russell, I figured Roxy's a good tag name. So I would write the R,
yes.
and then it would go down to legs. I would write the R down to a leg and to a shell toe with fat laces. And then I would do the oxy, and then the Y would come down the other leg. One line that me and my friends always make fun of is when they're standing on the rooftop and Ramos sees an A train and goes, yo, so white, so clean.
Yeah.
And then you see a train come by with spit written on it, and he goes, fuck is spit. And then that one actor dude, the black actor dude goes, does anybody know who this guy is? That's the line me and my friends always say. Does anybody know who this guy is?
It's Guy Davis who says that line. Salute to
Does
Crazy
anybody
Legs.
know who that guy is? And I even
Continue
have
on
like
with the show and tell greatness.
I have the commemorative Wild Style book, Busy B.
Yes.
And then when Busy was at the house, Busy signed it right there.
There you go. Just legends coming by the house.
You know, I got tons of cool shit like that, you know?
So do it. Hit me, man. Hit me.
Kaz gave me his vinyls. You know, you can get personalized Serato vinyls made.
For sure.
He gave me his too. He signed it, but the autograph is fading. So Justin Bua made me a Grandmaster Kaz painting, an original.
Salute.
And then Kaz signed that too when he was here one time. So I got DJ Qbert, a big ass painting from Justin Bua.
Boom.
And Qbert came over one day.
Yes.
And Qbert also signed.
That's nothing. Hey Q, you want to sign this image?
Well, even better
amazing.
was, you see he's using a QFO in the painting?
Yes.
Qbert gave me his own personal QFO that he used to take on tour with him.
Can we get hearts for that QFO? This right here is
It's actually Qbert's QFO.
Wow, Blind. You gotta respect that right there. That's beautiful.
He's a fucking great guy, Qbert.
Yes, and you are also a great one too. I have to say, you're very inspirational. How does someone like you continue to just push through and do like source code? You're in the chef as a biker cop. I remember that. I'm always happy when I see you because I know what you represent. And
yeah, my roles are few and far between, but I got lucky enough to get some good ones in there.
Yeah,
like Chef Jon Favreau, who you may or may not know is actually a pretty dope DJ too.
Oh wow!
So I had a party I had a New Year's Eve party 2013 to 2014 at my house in Studio City, and Jon Favreau dropped in and then DJ'd. So I have pictures of him DJing at New Year's. He DJ'd at midnight, as a matter of fact, and Bruce Buffer from the UFC did the countdown.
That's stunting. There you go. That's
and then
beautiful.
It was a dope ass party. It was fucking wild.
Now, was that how you worked on Jungle Book?
Yeah, well, yes. Then I got Jungle Book after that too, because John was like, "Yo, you want to do a voice?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" The legendary comedian Patrice O'Neal.
Yes.
Who, if you don't know who Patrice O'Neal is, I suggest you go to YouTube, type in Patrice O'Neal, and get your ass familiar, because that motherfucker, if he was alive today, I'm not saying it to slight anybody, but Dave and Chris would have a very tough time because Patrice was definitely the truth.
I seen DJ Premier in the studio. He would just straight up just be watching Patrice O'Neal doing zero work, just like, wow, yo, you heard that?
And so 24 years ago, I used to sleep on Patrice O'Neal's couch in Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Wow.
When him and Keith Robinson were roommates, and we were all comics, we all know each other, and we all struggled the exact same way. So I would sleep on the couch, but hit fucking Patrice and Keith would stay up till like 6:30 in the morning playing Nintendo. Yes. And I'm like, yo, can y'all just sit at one end of the couch so when I go to sleep, I can put my head in the part that is not up your ass?
Yes.
So they would, I would have to wait. I would fall asleep in the armchair till they decided it was time to go to bed, and then I would go to sleep on the couch. Anyway, when Patrice passed away 8 or 9 years ago, the family ran short of money to pay for the funeral. And with all the big name comics who knew and loved Patrice, a lot of them didn't step up. They were short 20 grand. So myself and Kevin Hart put in 10 grand each and paid for the rest of the funeral.
Can we just get hearts for that right there? Can we get hearts for that? Salute to Roxbury, Boston's own Patrice O'Neal, rest peacefully. But that is an amazing extension of love right there.
Yeah, and so I don't think people really understand how much Kevin Hart does for a lot of people without trying to, unlike this young Instagram generation, does everything to make sure it's on film. A lot of us just did shit for the sake of doing shit because it's the right thing to do. So anyway, when Patrice passed, his wife and his mother were kind enough to send me 2 of his hats.
Yes.
and I framed them, and they sent me pictures of them wearing them and a little note and everything. So I framed, and that's now sitting in my man cave too.
Wow, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. You were like soccer in the United States in the sense where like I knew you were popping and doing arenas around the world, and people here were like, yeah, I know of him, but I was like, nah, this guy is special. And, when I would see you out, I remember your after party after Barclays, you had nothing but hip hop legends there.
Oh, yeah, Primo DJ'd that one.
You had Brand Nubian perform. Mel came with his amazing muscles.
Yep. And his great ass, by the way.
Oh, man, those cheeks.
I always tell Mel, I go, Mel, not for nothing, I'm not gay, but you got a fantastic ass.
Yes, he's a snack.
Also, people don't know that Davey D was, some people don't know, you probably know, Davey D was Run DMC's first DJ.
Beautiful.
Hence why they say Dave cut the record down to the bone.
You got to give some hearts for that fact right there. Please hit some hearts for that.
So Davey D is a very close friend of mine as well. I make sure that the legends are taken care of and that they're not struggling and they're not
and this sweating. Is a fact. I've witnessed you do that, and sometimes that's why when I've seen you in person, I'd say hello and I'll kind of keep it moving. And you were even nice to like introduce me to people in your life, and I was kind of like, because I just respect that from afar.
But here's the thing you don't know about me with you is that I was a big Arsonist fan.
Okay.
So I knew you from that, and I would fucking D-Stroy from the Arsonist. But I play it cool. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up? What's up? Yo,
oh, wow.
I hit up Davey on like maybe December 29th. I'm like, what are you doing for New Year's? He goes, man, nothing. I'm going through it. And I said, well, go to the airport. And I sent him a ticket, and Davey came and spent New Year's, and he had a great time, and he brought me something. He brought me a bass guitar because Davey plays bass for Public Enemy. So he brought me this bass that he has, along with one of his hats. And it's signed by like Chuck D, Flavor Flav, Maceo, Pos, Z-Trip, LL somewhere on there.
Wow.
WC, So Davey said, keep this in your house for me. Keep it in the man cave. That's an original Melly Mel painting by Justin Bua.
Wow, man. Salute Justin. Such a cool human.
Yeah, he loves hip-hop the same way we love hip-hop.
Yes.
Now I'm holding on to my piece de resistance. Are you ready?
Please.
Pay attention to what I'm about to show you, okay?
Uh-oh.
Because this is pretty fucking cool. So Eric B and I are good friends as well.
Salute Eric B.
And Eric showed up one day at my house and he goes, yo, Russ. Because, if you know E, he's very just to the point. Yo, Russ. And he goes, here. And I go, what's this? He goes, open it up. So I open it up. I go, what the fuck is this? He goes, This is the acetate for the Follow the Leader album. This is the master pressing of the Follow the Leader album. So I have in my possession the acetate record 1 and record 2, which is side A and side B. This is this is side A. This is the master that they pressed Follow the Leader from.
Oh my God. Could you put that closer? Can we just appreciate that label? Wow. If you would love to own that right there and have that in your house, could you hit them hearts, please? That's amazing. Even the typewriter on the sticker letters.
Yep. That's
Don
wild,
Adams
right?
was like, get the fuck out of here with that.
That's side A and this is side B.
Oh, it's a 2 vinyl situation on
Yeah, because you
Uni
can't
Records.
press it on one record. It's a one-sided record. There's nothing
Yes.
on the back.
Yes, it's like this. There's a wow. That's beautiful, Russ. That's
Pretty wild. Raekwon came over one day and said, "Yo, King, peace God, peace King. Here, take these." And he gave me a collection of only built for Cuban Links hats.
wow.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
And then he gave me this only built for Cuban Links box set. And he signed it.
Do what you do.
And it's got the book that tells you all about, tells you all about the album. But as if anybody in hip hop knows, Only Built for Cuban Links was called the Purple Tape. So this is an actual, oh, I need another hand. There we go. Is an actual purple tape.
Wow. What other passions? Obviously, you also do
boxing is one of my loves. I boxed amateur for 9 years. That's a Mike Tyson glove.
Yeah, in the house.
You know, this glove here is signed by Manny Pacquiao, Antonio Tarver, and Manny Pacquiao. That's who that
Manny Pacquiao was in the Invisible Scratch Pickles, right? That's who you talking about?
He is an invisible scratch pickle. This is Muhammad Ali's shorts from the Joe Frazier Muhammad Ali fight at Madison Square Garden. Signed by Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. And a signed glove. Now, this was a gift given to me by the very dear friend of mine as well, who is the former head of the New York City Hells Angels, Chuck Zito.
Oh, yeah, you talking some NY stuff right there.
Some definite New York gangster shit right there.
Yes.
And Chuck Zito is a very good friend of mine, and he said, "Baba, I made something for you." So he had that made for me, and he measured it and made sure it fit in my cabinet like that.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't like some shit he had lying around. He went out, sourced it out, and had it made.
I'm
so
speechless,
it's pretty
brother.
cool.
It's one thing I appreciate about you. It's also kind of like how I picked up from Don Rickles as well, where, of course, there are some lines, but and then you kind of like just play with the crowd a little bit, and,
right.
and you kind of get into that. When did you come to that kind of format and flavor?
I think growing up in quote unquote hip hop lifestyle, you need to be able to be sharp on your feet. Mm-hmm. You know, people are going to break on you. They're going to break on you quick, and they're going to do it. And, you know, growing up with black guys, and you're the only Indian guy, and they're going to, like, growing up, 13, 14 years old, I would get called curry smuggler, and they would be snapping on me about my dad working at 7-Eleven, which he never did. But I would, like, make jokes. I'm like, it's funny you should mention my dad. Tell me about yours. And, you know, that kind of shit. So
yeah.
And you got an ambiguously ethnic background, so nobody knows what the fuck you are.
I'm Afghanistanese, and that's what I am.
I knew it. You are an elderly gentleman like myself, I believe. Are you not, David?
Yeah, yo, the fact that you call me David makes me want to kiss you in the mouth.
You would put on TV, and there was very few black faces you would see, but there was always this one consistent one. Okay. You would see Willie Tyler and Lester. You know, I met Willie Tyler a couple of years ago at this event we were doing in New York, in LA. And I was all geeked out to meet him.
Amazing.
And I said, I would love to work with you one day. And his management called me like, are you serious? Because Willie would love to open for you. And I was like, are you shitting me? So I had Willie Tyler open for me on one date.
Sweet.
And then to thank me, Willie Tyler sent me this piece of memorabilia. He sent me a Willie Tyler, a Lester doll.
Oh my.
And he signed it and everything.
Yeah, because that's normal in the Russell Peters household. Who was somebody who kind of like when you started becoming the Russell Peters and paying your dues, that knew who you were, that really like inspired you and you were like, wow, I'm kind of being known?
I think in 2000, I did Just for Laughs. That was 20 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'd been doing stand-up 11 years at that time, and I did a gala. And I did my set, and I got off, and I went backstage. And this older man came running up to me. He was like, where's Mr. Peters? I want to meet you. You're going to be something one day. And I was like, wow, thank you so much, sir. And it was Jerry Stiller, Ben Stiller's father. And that was about 5 years before I blew.
Wow.
For me, it was like the validation of like a proven celebrity, proven star, you know.
And I have to tell you, man, you've empowered not only the Indian community that's raised in Canada, the United States, but just all over the world, and also people of color. Because, listen, we don't have a lot to look up to as far as when it comes to entertainment. So we can grab energy and positive imagery from anywhere. And you're one of those pillars. So I thank you. And we thank you. I guess I can speak for some people who are not able to.
Well, I appreciate all the thanks. Now, my idols in stand-up were obviously George Carlin, Don Rickles, and Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
Each one I had the pleasure of meeting a couple of times. And so that's me and Don Rickles years ago, about 10 years ago.
The Don Rickles reference. Boom. I'm
and
on
then
my game.
About 10 months before George Carlin passed away, he started doing warm-up dates. So this comedy club in Hermosa Beach called the Comedy Magic Club, which is a fantastic comedy club.
Yes.
Called me because they knew I was a big fan. They said, "Hey, Rick Carlin's coming in this weekend to do some warm-up sets. Do you want to be on the shows?" I was like, "Can I host them?" They said, "We already have a host." I said, "It would be the biggest honor of my life to host a show that George Carlin's on." It said, "Done. We'll make you the host."